XG, Hypnotize, let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About Music Reviews Season 12. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Guys, this setup's a little bit weird. There's going to be a snowstorm. It's fucking so cold. It's so windy that I can't even record inside, alright? I can't even record outside the usual fucking spot. So we're out here in this weird little area, and we're going to be talking about some XG. Now, I haven't talked about this K-pop group in quite a while because they haven't dropped any new music. But hey, they dropped some new music. I'm looking to have a good time. And overall, I've had a pretty good time listening to XG, in my opinion. Each song that comes out is a pretty fucking good-ass vibe. So here we are, XG. This song's called Hypnotize. Right off the bat, this is what I really want from my new K-pop groups, or the new K-pop songs that I check out. Recently I checked out a song by Twice, and it wasn't recently. I keep saying recently, but it was last year. And last year there was such a good-ass song where it had elements of, R&B and that kind of pop vibe. And that combination, in my opinion, is such a good-ass combination. Really brings the fucking vibes up, in my opinion. This song, though, is taking that into a whole new level. And I really love, right off the bat, let's just get into the beat. I like this pop kind of dance hall type beat. Drums sound really fucking good. There's moments where those keys have little switch-ups that sound really fucking fire. I love those little chord changes that happen throughout the whole entire song. Really fire to listen to. I love the vibes that's happening. And I'd say overall, the beat's pretty fucking great. This beat can easily get stuck in your head. I like the build-up to it, but I also like the drop. Sometimes with K-pop songs, you'll have a really nice build-up. You'll spend all this time, building up to this drop. And when the drop happens, it's not that fire, but when the drop happens on Hypnotize, on this song, I'm having a good fucking time. So overall, I really enjoyed this beat. I like all the elements about it, in my opinion. I like, even also there's a switch up, I like those synths, I like how it sounds. So I'd say overall, I really enjoy this beat. I really like the instrumental. I like all the different chords, progression that happens on this song. And I love the R&B vibe. You have this pop and R&B vibe that really just shows out throughout the whole entire song, and I'm just having a really good time listening to it. So, overall, I really enjoyed this fucking beat. Now, let's move on, though, and let's get into, the whole entire song. You start out with a really good-ass vocals. I think that's one of the main standouts here, is that the vocal performance of this song is really good, really stands out, and I'd say overall fucking kills it. I love the little R&B, mature vocals that are coming out of this whole entire song. And I love the fact, too, that there's these mini vocal switch-ups. My last review, we recently talked about Harry Styles. Imagine a song with no vocal switch-ups. This is what I'm talking about, and this is why K-pop is the future of, of newer music, because these groups are always switching it up, whether that's the flow of the song, the vocal switch up, the complexity of the vocals. At the end of the song, there's actually a whole ass bridge too. So I really love how R&B and pop really combines with the newer K-pop music. That just, adds so much to the vibe. I love the vocals here. I love that beginning verse. That beginning verse sounds really good. And then you get into the hook, and I'd say the hook is definitely one of those main standouts. I think the hook really sounds fucking fantastic. Now, usually, I don't like the rapping in these songs. Even a good K-pop song, the rapping is not going to be my forte. It's not going to be something I really enjoy. I will say, for the first time in so many fucking years of covering K-pop, I will say the rapping on here is absolutely fantastic. I love all the different flow switches. I like how the rapping, too, is actually, with the hook. You'll listen to a K-pop song, and it feels like the rapping is so out of place. All these other elements sound so good, and then they'll start rapping, and you're like, man, turn that fucking shit off. Not here, because they actually incorporate the rapping with the whole entire song, and actually matches the beat and matches the vibe. I like all the different flow switches that happen throughout the rapping. The rapping is definitely a standout. I like all the different switch ups, And I also like how it leads up to that bridge, to that verse change. I think XG really killed it on the fucking rapping. Now that final hook and that final rendition of the bridge, I'd say the bridge is so fucking good. Those background vocals kind of reminds me of like a Kalani song, the way like she like runs her vocals out like the whole bridge, which is such a cool thing in my opinion when you can actually, hold your vocals out like that, actually have these vocal runways that sound really fucking fire. And I just love that a K-pop song actually has a fucking bridge. So many times I've listened to K-pop songs recently and they just want to be over so quick, but there's actually a bridge. There's a build up to this bridge so it doesn't feel out of place. Overall, I'm really liking the vibes of the bridge and the final rendition of the hook. It actually stands out, actually brings the fucking vibes up in my opinion. And overall, I really enjoy this fucking bridge. So overall, when we talk about this song, guys, when we talk about XG Hypnotize, the instrumental, the dance hall, like pop beat is really fucking nice. I love the build up. I love the drums. They sound fantastic. And I really love that beginning verse. Those vocals are so good. These R&B and pop like vocals sound really crisp, really clean. Even that bridge, even the fucking rapping's fantastic. Overall, for 2026, this is already my favorite K-pop song of the year so far. Now we got a lot more K-pop and all that stuff to come out this year, but so far, XG, whatever the fuck you're doing, keep doing it because you're doing it fucking fantastic. Overall, I'm easily going to have to give this song a 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, what y'all think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know, let me know. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at. Make sure you follow, turn on notifications, guys. We're dropping new content every single day. And thank y'all so much for listening to this podcast episode. I love what XG did. Go check out that song. That song was fucking fire. I'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Yeah, guys.